All right, good morning, everyone. I think we'll go ahead and get started. I would like to thank you all for tuning in today. Angie left me in charge of the podcast today, and you know what they say, when the cat's away, the mice will play. This will probably be one of the shortest podcasts in history. We all know how much Angie loves to talk. She just has so much knowledge and passion, she just wants to share it all, and share it all at once. My name is Chrissy Munoz, and I am the Disability and Long-Term Care Marketing Manager here at Producers XL. I have been here for a year and a half. I do have quite a few years of insurance experience. I previously worked for Blue Cross and Blue Shield. I was there for about 7.5 years, and I followed that by being an independent agent, working with the local school district here in Salina. I met Angie a few years back when I was looking for some long-term care products to put in place into the school district for some worksite benefits. And she helped me get that going and helped bring me up to speed on long-term care. So I've always kind of looked to Angie for knowledge and information regarding long-term care. So I do have quite a bit of experience, and today I'm going to be here where I want to talk to you a little bit about the differences of disability and long-term care and some of the similarities as well. People often confuse these two types of insurances. Long-term care insurance basically protects your assets from the financial burden of long-term care events, where disability insurance protects your income in the event you can no longer work due to disability or an illness. Some of the things that I want to cover basically is what benefits they cover, how the benefits work, the best time to buy, what is needed for quoting, and then I'll leave you with some key takeaways. Disability insurance covers you against the risk of losing your income, specifically the loss of your ability to earn a paycheck in your occupation due to injury or illness. Leading causes of disability insurance include things like diabetes, heart attack, stroke, back pain, broken bones, complications from pregnancy, and most of all, that dreaded cancer diagnosis. In order to qualify for disability insurance benefits, you must prove your condition meets your policy's definition of a disability. There's two definitions of disability. One is your own occupation definition, and then any occupation definition. To meet an own occupation definition of disability, your condition must either prevent or limit your ability to perform some or all of the duties in your job occupation. However, you still may be able to work in another occupation and receive benefits simultaneously. To meet an any occupation definition of disability, your condition must prevent you from working in your current occupation or any other occupation. So essentially, you must prove the inability to work, period. Long-term care insurance covers you against the risk of having to pay for the cost of a nursing home, assisted living facility, or home health aid if you become unable to care for yourself. The policy helps pay for the necessary care facilities often required for people who have dementia, Alzheimer's, or cognitive disorders, Parkinson's disease, or any chronic conditions that limit mobility and the ability to live independently. In order to qualify for benefits, you must prove the inability to perform 2 of the 6 activities of daily living, which are also known as ADLs. Those ADLs are bathing, dressing, eating, walking, and using the bathroom. Without coverage, the cost of a long-term care can quickly become financially overwhelming. The cost of care here in the Salina area runs about $8,000 per month, and that's our higher end, nicer nursing home facilities. So that's about $96,000 a year. That's going to wreak a lot of havoc on any type of a retirement funding or savings or anything like that in the event of needing a long-term care. How these benefits work. Disability insurance pays a monthly benefit if you experience a disabling event that prevents you from working. How much your policy pays out depends on the benefit amount that you select, which is determined by how much income you earn. When benefits begin paying out after becoming disabled depends on the length of the waiting period, and how long your benefits will last depends on whether you have a long-term or short-term disability coverage insurance. Typically, a disability insurance policy will replace somewhere from 40 to 80% of your monthly pre-tax income. This is your money to use however you like, pay bills, cover everyday expenses, or whatever you need to provide yourself and your loved ones. A long-term care insurance policy will pay benefits in one of two ways. If it is an expense-incurred policy, you will be reimbursed for the long-term care expenses you are charged up to a maximum benefit amount. You must submit claims based on what you have spent to receive your benefits. On the other hand, an indemnity policy will pay out a set dollar amount regardless of the cost of the service you receive. You will begin receiving benefits once you receive long-term care and after your policy's waiting period. Some of the best times to buy these two types of policies. With disability insurance, it's early on in your working years, and there's two reasons for this. The scope of disabling injuries and illnesses is wide, and one can strike anyone at any time. The Social Security Administration estimates that 1 in 4 of 20-year-olds will experience a disabling event before reaching normal retirement age. That's 1 in 4 20-year-olds. That's quite the number. The cost of a disability insurance increases with age, so it's never going to get any cheaper to buy a disability policy than what it is today. It's best to buy long-term care insurance a little later in life, ideally as you approach retirement age. People who purchase coverage in their 50s may find it to be advantageous since they are in their peak earning years. And if you're already on track with your retirement savings and other major expenses, such as raising children or paying down debt, are in the rear view, the cost will be easier to manage. Plus, it helps secure the retirement savings you worked so long and hard to build. The numbers to back this up, about half of 65-year-olds today will eventually require long-term care, according to the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. With that, less than 5% of long-term care claims started in 2018 were for people under the age of 70. So only 5% of people under age 70 were filing for long-term care claims. So that leaves another 2/3 of claims that began were for policyholders over age 81. At the same time, you don't want to wait too long to buy a long-term care coverage. According to the American Association for Long-Term Care Insurance, 30% of applicants between ages 60 and 69 were declined for coverage, and 44% of those aged 70 to 79 are declined. Some of the information that is needed for quoting: the underwriting with long-term disability and long-term care insurance is very similar. Both types strongly consider your age, gender, and your health status when determining whether you qualify for coverage and what you will pay for in premium. The younger and the healthier you are, the less you'll pay for both. Where you live also helps determine some of the cost of coverage for both of these types of policies as well. Long-term disability policies will also underwrite applicants based on other factors such as job titles and duties and some of the lifestyle attributes that they live. These generally do not factor into underwriting for long-term care insurance. Policy features will also determine the cost for both types of policies. Long-term disability and long-term care insurance enable policyholders to determine how long the policy will pay the benefit. The longer the benefit, the more you'll pay in premium. Both insurance policies also have an elimination period, also known as a waiting period. This is the amount of time between when you require benefits and when the first payment is made. And obviously, the shorter the waiting period, the more your policies will cost. Individual long-term care and long-term disability policies also offer optional features known as riders. These can enhance your coverage, but they will also add to the premium amount. Some of the things that I will need from you in order to run illustrations for each product: name, date of birth, state of residency, whether they're a tobacco user or a non-tobacco, any medical diagnosis or medications, any of that kind of information you can help provide to me. I can kind of help look at what classifications on rating to get you as close to the correct premium amounts as we can get without going through full underwriting. In addition, for disability insurance, I'll also need salary and job titles and duties. I would like to leave you with some key takeaways today. Both disability and long-term care insurance offer protection against health-related financial risks, lost income, and long-term care expenses that are not covered by private health insurance. Disability insurance replaces lost income for you to use freely, whereas long-term care insurance benefits must be put toward qualifying long-term care expenses, especially under that reimbursement benefit type of a long-term care policy. Both disability and long-term care insurance become more expensive the older you get, but that doesn't mean that both of these should be purchased when you're young. Obviously, disability insurance is something you want to purchase when you're younger, and then lead into, in the latter years, looking at the long-term care insurance. One thing, traditionally, women pay more than men with all other factors equal, because historical data shows they are more likely to file claims. And lastly, think of the two products like this. Disability insurance is perfect for the young, healthy, and employed. Long-term care insurance is for the wise who are winding down and entering their sunset years. That's all I have for you today. Like I said, shortest podcast in history. I hope I provided you with some useful information to move on and take forward. Thank you again for tuning in. Please feel free to reach out to me for any help with running illustrations or coverage or product information. My email is kbrin, and it's K, B as in boy, R, I, N as in Nancy, @producersxl.com, or you can give me a call here at Producers XL, 1-800-541-6705. Thank you again for tuning in. You all have a great day.